And as I was leaving, he asked me, what are you going to do in the holidays? Swami, I'm going to finish. I was doing my engineering. He said, Swami, I'll finish my exams on the 2nd or 3rd of May. And he said, I'm conducting a summer course in Indian culture and spirituality. I want you to come and join the course, he said. Swami, if I'm late, will they allow me? He said, don't worry, I'm here. So I finished my exams in the night. Excuse me, I'd like to have some water. Finished my exams, took the night bus. I didn't even know. The first time I was coming by bus from Bangalore, always traveled by car with my parents. Somehow managed to get an auto from bus stand to here. Came here. And when I went to the registration office, as usual, said, no, nobody is allowed. All the seats are full. We don't even have badges. You are not allowed inside. Then I told him, Swami has asked me to come. Swami tells so many people to come, he said. Swami tells so many people to come. What do? I stood under a tree. There was a fig tree. There used to be a lot of fig trees here, if you remember. Figs, a lot of fig trees, anjeer trees. I stood under the tree with bags. Right there, Swami came out and students were all running around. Swami came out, saw me from a distance and called me. He said, come here. He said, then I had this Janivaram and one more thread here. He pulled it out and he said, what is this you're wearing? I said, Kashidhara Swami. We used to wear this thread from our temple. He made fun of me. What is this Kashidhara and all that? Then he said, when did you come? I said, came this morning, Swami. He called one student. At that time, the college had just started in Vrindavan. There are so many students today. At that time, there were, I think, only 50 students in Vrindavan. And he called one of the students, removed his badge and put it on me. And that boy did not have a badge for the rest of the month. Whole month he did not have a badge. Removed the badge and put it on me. And he said, petrol pump ko jao. You know why petrol pump? They were having breakfast. And he knew I was terribly hungry. Last night, 8 o'clock, I had dinner and nothing till about 11 o'clock in the morning. So he said, petrol pump ko jao. I went inside. Prabhu Prasad from Mysore was our guide, taking care of Karnataka students. Actually, we were not even told about this summer course. But for Swami, but for this interview, but for Swami calling, we did not even know. Because the district president at that time, Mr. Madhyal Narayan Bhatt, had already selected a candidate from Alike and he was here. He was Padmanabh Bhatt and I was Padmanabh Pai. Two Padmanabhs here arrived in Bangalore. But he was well established. He was sitting there. And then that 1 month was absolute heaven. Heaven. I tell you, 1 month with Swami. Literally morning, afternoon, evening, late in the evening, he was with us. 1 month we spent here. I can never forget those days. He used to be like Lord Krishna, absolutely like Lord Krishna. We made Sundays was no classes, cleaning ashram and everything. We were cleaning, we were with a broomstick, we were cleaning. Governor had come. Swami called me, said come. And telling the governor, this is an engineer and he's sweeping. I said, what a big deal. He's an engineer and he's sweeping, Swami said. I said, Swami. Then the chief minister of Karnataka came. To him also he was saying, look at all the students. They are from across the country. It was not like students' summer course at that time. This was purely from the organization. Students from 300 boys and 300 girls were picked up from organization from across the country. And they came here for this. I want to share some experiences of some of Swami's pranks in the classes. And we had some of the finest teachers in the summer course. Dr. Gokak, Dr. Bhagwantam, G.P. Rajaratnam. His class on Sarvadharma was absolutely unbelievable. Beautiful speeches we had. Then we had... Then we had General Kariyappa. I still remember the way he started his speech. He said, he was introduced as a VVIP, and he said, I am not a VIP, I am a VOC, in his typical army language. You know what VOC stands for? None of us answered. He said, very ordinary chap. He said, I am a very ordinary chap. No, I am not a VIP. And one day, in the afternoon, with such a good lunch offered here. So many chapatis, this, that. Swami used to give us fantastic food. And that ice cream used to flow from that Joy Ice Cream factory here. Literally flow here. Everybody has to eat morning, afternoon, evening. Swami is a great devotee, Joy Ice Cream. Mr. Java used to get ice cream from that factory and it was flowing here. And Swami walked into the class. Half the class was dozing off. There was some class, the class going on Upanishads. Young guys who don't even know what Upanishads, meaning of Upanishad. And it was all Greek and Latin to us, going tangential like this. And half the class was fast asleep. Swami walked in at 3 o'clock. And you're scared to wake up somebody next to you when Swami is watching you, right? So Swami went right to the back of the class. And there was this guy, we had an instructor. I still remember his name, Mr. Levin Hagen, an American physical director. And this guy was snoring to glory, literally snoring to glory. And he was right at the back. Swami went near him, materialized a plum that size and went and stuck it in his mouth. He had his mouth wide open like that and he put it in his mouth. When he woke up, when he got up, he saw Swami in front of him and with that big plum in his mouth, it was a sight to watch. That was that was one thing. There was another old family devotee. I don't want to tell the names. His son, a very great devotee of Sevadal here. His son was with us in the class. And we had not seen, I think he had made fun of some girls in the class. Like typical college, He had made fun of them. And Swami, the kind of discipline he had. He came, class was going on, some speaker was there in the front, and this guy was sitting at the back, fired him left, right, and center. This guy, big guy, compared to us, I was in third year engineering, and this guy, a big size fellow, and he was standing there, he was crying, literally crying, in tears. And then Swami went. Evening he came again, had a big parcel in his hand, a packet in his hand, went around the class looking for this guy, finally saw him sitting right at the back, asked him to follow him, went right, bhajans were going on, right, took him in the carpet right in the center, made him go and sit with the bhajan group, and then opened the parcel and gave him a mouth organ. This guy used to play the mouth organ. He said, from today you are going to play mouth organ every day during bhajan. And this is the kind of love he showered. Firing in the morning, love in the evening. And then another incident, striking incident was, I think one of the boys from northern India, I think he smoked that day. And Swami came and fired him. You're not supposed to smoke in the ashram. You're not supposed to smoke in the first place and then not in the ashram. And this guy started arguing with Swami. Having smoked, then arguing with Swami, no chance. He said, Swami, no Swami, I didn't smoke. Everybody was there. We were all there. We were having breakfast. Swami materialized the picture. And this guy was shocked. He fell on Swami's feet. That picture had this guy smoking. And at the time that he was smoking, there was a cow behind him. And that was in the morning. At 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning. And that picture, Polaroid picture, Swami materialized and gave it to him. See, are you denying that you didn't smoke? You say you didn't smoke? Here's the picture. Swami materialized this picture for him. And he said, then he pleaded with Swami. Another incident I want to tell you was Swami's mother, Ishwarama. One boy was reprimanded again for some misconduct. And this boy was thrown out of the class, like typical our engineering class or whatever. You are thrown out of the class for misbehaving. He was standing outside the classroom. Our classroom was here, next to the tray. And she was standing outside. Then Ishwarama came and asked him, what is the problem? Why are you standing outside? He said, I have been thrown out of the class. You will not believe, she stood with him. And whom she was waiting for? She was waiting for Dr. Gokak to come. She knew that at particular time, Dr. Gokak would come, enter the class. She waited there and literally requested Gokak, he's a young boy, may they make mistakes, please excuse him. He didn't know who had sent him out. He had no inkling at all. Absolutely didn't know who sent him out. But Ishwarama literally requested him. Then he took him into the class and brought him into the class. And May 6th, what a sad day. So we lost Ishwarama here. And we were witnesses to that. We were all here. We were having the classes. Nothing was disturbed. till about afternoon, we did not even know that she had passed away. And Swami made all the arrangements for her to be taken to Prashanti Nilayam and for the Samadhi and everything. And that was one, very sad event during the summer course.